Welcome to our November webinar, Build a Highly Productive Mobile Workflow Force with Digital Office Automation Tools. My name is Robin Horner, and I'll be hosting this webinar today. Everybody is being muted due to the volume of people on the call, so if you have any questions, please type them into the GoToTheWebinar question box. Also in the GoToWebinar panel is a case study you can download on how one custom home builder strengthened their IT infrastructure and employee mobility with Docuware Cloud, securing their data and speeding up invoice approvals. The results? A mobile-ready, flexible, and secure system that keeps the work moving forward regardless of job location and scheduling challenges. So, what we're going to cover today is the problem of geographical limitations, digital workflow for mobile workforce, becoming an agile mobile leader, and how Docuware can help. Then we're going to go into a live Docuware mobility demonstration. And we're going to follow it up with a wrap-up and open question and answers. But before we get started, I'd like to take a quick poll to find out how are you handling remote workers today? So I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll and give you a minute to select your choice. Okay, thank you very much for taking the time for this poll. I can see the majority of you are using Dropbox, Google, or Microsoft apps, using a mix of applications, and some of you aren't even don't even have a system in place. We're going to show you as we go through this PowerPoint and the live product presentation how you can use Docuware Mobile and the Docuware configurations to keep your mobile users up to date on information and keep them in the loop and processing documentation. So, geographical limitations can be a persistent problem. If you are not agile, if you are not using the right tools, leveraging a remote workforce isn't a new concept and is becoming far more commonplace, but there are still legitimate concerns around making it work. According to Forbes, 81% of CEOs see mobile technology as being strategically important for their enterprise, and the three technology priorities of industry manufacturing CEOs are mobility, 73%, cybersecurity, 72%, and data mining and analysis, 70%. Without these considerations, you're just taking an office worker who is used to working in office tools out of the office environment. And paper is everywhere. Files and information are all over the network on local PCs in different applications in different formats. It's annoying, it's messy, it's unorganized, it's tedious to file and retrieve. Above all, paper processes are time-consuming, stressful, and risky. Digital documents don't solve the paper problem either. They're just containers, packages for information. And this gets to the heart of the problem. The real pain is not the large amounts of documents. The real pain is the time wasted on remote workers' lack of tools for secure, reliable processes and do-it-yourself solutions which pose long-term problems. We've spent years and untold amounts of money digitizing information. How do we take advantage of that? How do we get past the manual, labor-intensive shuffle? How do we achieve efficient and seamless telecommuter and in-office working in collaboration once and for all? The answer is simple. Digital office automation. A modern information and process infrastructure solution is the key software that takes care of document storage, access, archiving, and search, enabling important documents to be accessible across the entire organization, even from an iPad or an Android phone. Tedious processes become effortless workflow. Time lost becomes time invested. Old cost becomes new capital. But how do we get there? And what are the benefits achieved along the journey? Let's take a step back and examine the journey to become a digital business leader, from the manual laggard to agile leader. The manual laggards are still using paper, but as they become more progressive, they realize the hard cost savings of digitized documents. They then see the advantages of managing all documents, including email, with intelligent indexing and searching, which improves productivity and customer service, and that being paperless is a viable model. With configurable workflows, time efficiency, insight to improve, an agile leader experiences process automation and touchless workflows and will achieve an optimal knowledge working ratio. Bottom line dollars are reinvested in top line growth and happier staff. When you start as a manual laggard, you move through the digital progressive to become an agile leader. This is the goal of modern businesses. Heck, even inside Docuware, we're getting a bit better at this all the time. So what's the secret? Well, I can tell you, in our experience, it's definitely not a stack of complex technology. It's not a 3-year roadmap. It's not even a heap of a new budget. Becoming a digital-first agile leader simply means putting the user first. We have found that the smartest digital processes meet full potential when they embrace 6 key qualities. They're fast for maximum time savings, effortless to minimize distractions, secure so people don't worry about leaks, reliable so it can be trusted in times of high pressure, repeatable for consistent value, flexible so it can be further optimized. Combine that with always-on cloud access and full mobile complements, and you can move forward on your journey to become an agile leader. With that in mind, organizations are still falling short of solid digital and mobile perspective. According to a Top Tail survey, when executives were asked about the barriers preventing teams from better leveraging remote agile talent, they expressed a range of concerns about the efficiency utilization of remote teams. These concerns highlight the need for digital process management, which provides data security, flexible, and mobile readiness. As stated earlier, a document management solution is the key software to overcome many of these issues. But don't take my word for it. Here's what OnPoint Custom Homes achieved when they decided to optimize a mobile workflow force with a reliable document management solution. This is a quote from Carmen, the office manager for OnPoint Custom Homes. I have one project manager that likes to do all his paperwork from home late at night. Docuware helps him enjoy dinners with his family and can keep the work moving forward once the kids are tucked in bed for the night. When OnPoint deployed Docuware Cloud, it had a huge impact on the company as they were able to quickly move invoices through their process and provide their clients with an up-to-date cost breakdown for their home at any given time. Furthermore, with mobile access, the builder eliminated a 30 to 60-minute drive back to the office, allowing employees to better prioritize their time. So how does Docuware help you become an agile leader? We have seamless integration with your third-party software programs, configurable workflows to drive results, mobile access for remote staff. We support business processes without complexity, and it's easy to use, allowing greater productivity and accuracy. Today, we're going to show you just a glimpse of the many uses for Docuware. Because Docuware automates key office workflows, organizations can manage documents securely and through a digital connected team. You'll be able to leverage the full functionality of a secure cloud-based mobile platform, quickly and accurately retrieve any document, seamlessly collaborate with your team with a centralized information pool, automate the workflows of processing various attachments and document types, use a flexible platform to suit your needs and grow with your business, continue peak customer service with all relevant information at hand, including email, even when the employee responsible is out of the office or absent altogether. Now, I'll show you an introductory demo of Docuware's mobile office solution. What you're seeing on your screen right now is the Docuware interface. The Docuware interface is totally web-based. It works with Microsoft Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, or Mozilla Firefox. So it really doesn't matter what type of browser you prefer to use. Docuware is compatible with all of them. Docuware's mobile interface or web interface is broken down into a couple of different sections. Over here on the left-hand side, we have a document tray. On the right, we have our viewer, and down the center, we have our toolbar. When you bring documents into the tray to work on, gives you the ability, it's the same thing as the plastic tray on your desk. Documents get dropped into your tray, you pick them up, you work on them, and then you ultimately store them in the filing cabinet using one of the store buttons. And then here is your search buttons up here. So if I want to open this document and look at it, I simply double-click. I can open it up in my viewer. Here I can print it, fax it, email it. I can change the view of it. I have various different annotations that I can put on the document. So for example, if I want to do a redaction, I can simply redact. You can select the color. If you want to do a different colored redaction, you can use that as well. So Docuware has many tools to work with the document before you ultimately store it in the file cabinet. I'm going to close this down, and I'm not going to save the changes. Now, let's say that all 5 of these documents belong to one transaction. Well, I can simply click them and then clip them together. This way, I'm storing one document for a single transaction instead of multiple documents. And to store that, I simply click on my Store dialog. Here you see all of the index fields that can be used. Now, this is just a sample. These index fields can be configured based upon your needs. You can have as many as you want. They can be text, date, numeric. To index a document, if you have to do it manually, and of course Docuware has numerous ways of automating the index, which we'll show as we get into this a little bit further, we simply highlight the information on the document. And let's take a document number here. We'll go down to a date. We can take the date off the document. We can use our X key on our keyboard to put the current date in, use our plus key to go forward or our minus key to go back. We can also use the handy calendar picker to pick the day, the month, and the year. We're going to go ahead and take the date off the document. So we'll just highlight that. Doesn't matter what format it's in. Docuware is going to transpose it and display it in the format of your computer settings. Once we have all the index information stored on the document, we simply click on Store. The document is now stored in our filing cabinet. Now, if I'm working on my desk and I want to see that document, I simply go up here to Search and start typing the name of the document. Flying Tom, Germany. We know the document type was an order, and we know that the document number was 5011. Click on search. There's our document. Double click. We can open it up in our viewer. Now remember, when I clip these documents together, there are various different types of files. So as you can see, the first one is a PDF. The next one is an Excel file. The next one is a simple text file. This one is a Word document. And finally, a JPEG. So it doesn't matter what types of files you store in Docuware. Docuware can handle just about any type of file. Now, let's say I'm mobile and I want to view this on my mobile device. Well, here is my Android phone. I'm just going to go ahead and do a search here. We know this was for Flying Tom, Germany. We know the document type was an order. We'll click on search. There's our document. And I can go through the different pages. As you can see, this is the first page. This is the second page. There's our simple text file. There's our Word document. And there's our JPEG. So all the files that are available with your desktop web client or with your mobile app are also available to search for and find in Docuware. So what we're going to do to demonstrate the more powerful features of the mobile applications is we're going to start an accounts payable process. Now, two of the people in this accounts payable process are working remotely, but they need to be able to approve invoices without disrupting the chain of approval processes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scan these documents. And we're going to use a scan simulator. So we'll go in here and scan the documents. So these documents are going to come in. There's 6 pages. They're going to come in as 4 different documents, because what we've done is we've placed a barcode on the first page of each document to do the separation, so you don't have to feed each individual document into the scanner manually. So once they come into our document tray where they'll be indexed, you'll see a bar moving up and down on these documents to indicate that Docuware is automatically reading the data off the document and indexing it. So we'll just give this a minute to finish processing it. You'll see the gray bar is reading the document. We already have one that's green, so we'll just give it a second for the other 3 to be read completely. Then we'll be able to go ahead and store these in our file cabinet, enter them into our workflow, which is then going to be approved by the different department managers that are working remotely. Just do a quick refresh there. It's taking a little bit of time. Some of these documents are a little complicated to read. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select them all, and we're going to store them in our filing cabinet. You can see that this is one of the automated ways of indexing the documents. All of these documents have been completely indexed. We have all the information we need about this document. So we'll go ahead and store that. Let's just verify. Yep, everything is good. Store that one. That one's good. And then this one is good as well. Now, what has happened is those documents have entered a workflow in the accounting department where her responsibility is to assign them to a department manager. So she opens the document up, she looks at it, says, this is going to my manufacturing department. This one is going to go to multiple departments. And let's just go back here. This one is going to go to a single department, manufacturing. And again, this one's going to go to a single department, manufacturing. So now that we have submitted these documents into the workflow, let's take a look at our gentleman from manufacturing. He sees now that he has 4 documents in his task. So he clicks on it. He's going to take this one here. He sees this invoice. He wants to look at it. But before he approves that, he wants to go back and do a search on the related documents. So he's going to go down here and do a search on document pool. He wants to search for U.S. Steel. It's in his list, clicks on search, and here are all the related documents. This is his original purchase order that he submitted. This is his proof of delivery. So now he can go ahead and approve that. So let's go back here to his list, his task, sorry. He's going to open that up. U.S. Steel. It's going to approve. That's the amount. It's going to click on OK. It's going to click on Done. Give it a second to refresh and drop out of his list. There it goes. Let's do this one. This is the phone bill. Now, he can look at the phone bill, and he can see that not all of it was assigned to him. So he's going to go ahead and approve it. And looks like we have a connection problem here. Let's try this again. Just bear with me for a second here. We will close that, and let's go back and open it again. And we have a connection problem. There we go. Close that down. Bear with me for a second here. We'll get this going. Okay. Apparently my phone is not connecting properly. Let's switch over to the other gentleman that has some invoices here. This is a gentleman that has documents on his, and he's using his iPad. So he goes in here and he does a search. He looks at his tasks. He's got one task here. It's a phone bill. He's going to open it up. He's going to go ahead and approve that. Approve. Okay. He's done. So that doc drops out of his list. And again, same thing. If he wants to do a search and find all the information for a particular company, he can go in here and use, say he wants to see U.S. Steel, does a search, and there are all of the documents for U.S. Steel, and you can look at any one of these. Also, if you want to store a document, and let's see if we can get the Android working again. Let's move this out of the way. Bring our Android back here. See if we can get a connection to the system. No. It's time to get a new phone. So anyway, my Android isn't connecting to the system. It's a problem with the Android. So you can see this invoice that was approved. It went back to the accounting department. All they have to do is confirm it. So very easily, Docuware gives you the ability to have access to your documents within a workflow, or simply to go in and search for documents very easily on a mobile device and on supposedly an Android, if your Android works properly. Also, I would have the ability to use my phone and take a picture of a document. Let's say I get a receipt for an invoice. I can snap that. And let's move this over here. So you can see Docuware is processing the image. Now I can go ahead and resize my screen as to what I want to have captured. And then I click on OK. And this, again, is going to fail because it's not able to connect. But I could send that directly to Docuware. And that would go into my Docuware file cabinet or go into my tray. I'm going to select the tray. And again, it's not connecting. But it would go into my tray, and then I would be able to work with that when I got back into the office, or if I stored it in the file cabinet, and being an invoice, it would go directly into a workflow. So, sorry about all the technical difficulties, but I'd like to take another quick poll before we continue on with the PowerPoint. So, the next poll is, what interests you most about Docuware's mobile office features? And I'll go ahead and launch that and give you a chance to select your choices. Okay. I can see from the poll that the majority of you are interested in the ability of Docuware's access to archived documents instantly, followed by digital collaboration and workflow automation, and fast storing and indexing, and central information pool. So let's go ahead and continue on with our PowerPoint. So let's recap. Docuware will improve business processes by making them accessible to your users, connected for collaboration, and increasing employee efficiency with the benefits of mobile-first functionality with faster accessibility to authorized employees, centralized information, digitizing key workflows to eliminate bottlenecks in business processes. Docuware has found that even within one company organization, the field of application is very broad. It often starts out in the accounts department, in sales, or in human resources, but it also has many uses in the more technical areas of a business. We have found that once Docuware has been introduced into one department, it soon spreads to other departments until the whole company is using it. And this is just an overview of how other companies are using document management. And here are some of the companies using Docuware, and as you can see, they are in all different industries and different sizes. So whether you're a small business or huge international corporation, Docuware can be used by any size company. Docuware is proud of the over 16,000 companies using our product to help them be an agile leader. Being available in 16 different languages, Docuware is extremely user-friendly for any company in the more than 70 different countries where it is used. Now, I'll give you a moment to type in any questions that come to mind in the GoToWebinar question box. And don't forget to download our case study on Custom Home Builder, how they strengthened their IT infrastructure and employee mobility with Docuware Cloud, securing their data and speeding up invoice approvals using the solution we saw today. Any questions? Okay, Thank you for attending the webinar today. I apologize for the technical difficulties with the Android, but I will be doing this again, and if you want to see that flawlessly, there'll be a recording of it hopefully later. Thank you very much and have a good day.